Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gio and my wife Allie and I have been traveling extensively for the past 5 years, and we know that one of the most stressful pieces of a travel day can be that TSA checkpoint.
Have you seen what's in the blue shirts at O'Hare? Out your laptop!
So we're gonna give you 4 simple strategies to make that part of your travel day simple and effortless. Most people are a ball of nerves on travel day. You pull up to the airport 2 hours before your flight. You're a little on edge about being 30,000 feet above the ground for the next 4 hours. You're really hoping you pack that extra charger. As you grab your bags out of the car, you turn around, double check, make sure you didn't leave anything in there. As you shut the door, walk into the airport, you are eyeing up the security line. You check to see if your mobile boarding passes are still on your phone. You pat down your pockets to make sure you have a few last minute items. You finish your water, all while wondering exactly how long is this TSA experience going to take. Welcome to travel day. If you use the fold strategy, you can avoid all these feelings of anxiousness on travel day and make the TSA experience stress-free. FOLD. We're going to start with the bottom because that is the most important. The D stands for documents on the ready. Now, my wife Allie usually takes the lead on this. If you are traveling as a family or a couple, I highly recommend designating one person to be in charge of the important documents. Usually that is the most responsible person. This way you're not scrambling for any documents when you're checking in for your flight, going through TSA, or going through customs. Speaking of passports, you should definitely have a passport holder. Even if you are not traveling internationally, I would recommend one because you can put all your travel documents in there and your form of identification, so it's all in one place. A passport holder basically gives you a designated spot for all of your travel documents. Everything always goes back in the holder. Most of them will have a spot to store a pen, which is very helpful if you need to fill out travel documents. And they will have larger flaps or folders in the back to store any other documents that you acquire while you're traveling. Having all your paper documents in one place as you move from one spot to another or go from one plane to the next plane is extremely helpful in staying organized while you travel, to calm your nerves and always know where your stuff is. Ours has a spot for an air tag, which gives us an extra layer of security. Now, taking that one step farther, you need a spot to store your passport holder. It just can't be hanging out here all willy-nilly. And the whole point of bringing this is to be organized. So where are you gonna place your passport holder? As you can see, this is pretty big. It's not gonna fit just in my pocket. So that's why you need a waist pack or a sling bag. We like this 4-liter waist pack from TumTuk. This is not a sponsored video. This is just a product that we really enjoy. It fits this passport holder, which is a little bit larger than my hand, and it still has plenty of room for other things like earbuds, chapstick, keys. Now, another important thing is making sure these documents in the passport holder are safe, and that's why this sling bag also helps. If you wear it in this front position, I would say that the documents in there are very safe. If we are traveling for a longer period of time, or with little humans who like to pull on you and ask you for ice cream all the time, we love the TumTuk sling. It has 7 liters of capacity. If it's a laptop and plenty of other travel day items to keep small humans busy. Most importantly, this gives you a place to stay organized with your travel documents and an easily accessible bag to have everything that you would need on travel day. Keep your pockets empty. If you are enjoying this video, it would be amazing if you hit the like and subscribe button. In all honesty, it really helps us as small creators. Next up is the L for liquids. Now, are going to be the hardest thing to pack for most people, especially if you're doing one bag travel and you're not checking anything. The 3-1-1 rule is something that you need to abide by. For a carry-on bag, they must be 3.4 ounces or 100 milliliters or smaller. They must fit in a 1-quart size resealable bag to go in a carry-on and through checkpoint security. We love these nesting bottles from Gravel. They have nice rotating labels so you don't mix up your sunscreen with your shampoo. And as a family, we love packing minimally. For a week trip, it is easy to stash enough shampoo, sunscreen, and lotion in here for the whole family. They all fit into this nice carrying case. If you want a much more cost-effective option, then you can grab these small reusable containers from most CVS's for a fraction of the price. Liquids are usually the biggest question, but let this be a reminder to think about your overall packing strategy. You can either take a carry-on suitcase or a backpack. Make sure you take out that knife from your last camping trip. So if I'm taking a backpack, then I pack out my liquids in an easily accessible pocket, all right? Something that's at the top, towards the front, and then I make sure my large electronics are in my laptop sleeve, which I can usually get out pretty easily, and my camera is packed towards the top of my bag if I need to get access to it. Now, if I have a suitcase, then I make sure I'm starting with a nice clean slate. I like to use this zipper portion in the front for my laptop so I can slide it in. Then this zipper piece right here easily opens so I can put large electronics on this side. I like to keep the toiletries separate even though they are sealed up, and I will place all them on the opposite side. I'll be using packing cubes so everything will stay nice and organized. Highly recommend using packing cubes whenever you travel. It makes opening and closing your bag in transit really easy. Next up is the O for outfit. You should always have your plane outfit ready the night before you travel. This brings your stress level down and lets you focus on more important things. Now, in this video, we're not going to talk about wearing 4 hoodies so you can save space in your backpack, or getting a jacket with 15 pockets on it so you can stuff all the knickknacks in there that you think you're going to need while you lay on the beach in Mexico. I personally think all that stuff is overkill. This is just my opinion, but I'm a big fan of just bringing less. It is also not the 1990s, so we don't need to wear jeans. Denim is not that comfortable. Athleisure wear has taken over.
But has flying the friendly skies gotten too casual?
Now, when thinking about your outfit, remember your pockets should be empty on travel day. If you don't have anything in your pockets, then you can't pocket dump on your way to the security TSA checkpoint. You just take off your waist pack or your sling, lay it down, let it be scanned, and then effortlessly walk through the security checkpoint. In summary, plan out your plane outfit the night before and keep it simple.
The last piece to the puzzle is the F. First, listen, then ask questions. The TSA checkpoint is right behind me. And the last piece to your experience, the getting through part, will be very easy and seamless if you have a good attitude. I know it sounds silly and simple, but it is all part of the process. TSA agents have to say the same thing 1 million times a day. And just because you took your Kindle out in Austin doesn't mean you need to take your camera out in California. It says on the TSA website that they purposely switch up what you have to take in and out to keep people confused and guessing so they can catch the villains and the bad guys. In all seriousness, a good attitude helps. Put your phone away, don't talk to your neighbor about the weather, and focus as you go through the TSA checkpoint.
Bonus tip, because who doesn't love a little bit of extra insight? If you are still unsure about what to put in your carry-on to get through TSA, then you should log on to the TSA subreddit. You can post a picture of whatever you want to bring in your carry-on, and a real, yes, a real TSA agent will respond. Amazing, just on the internets, there for you to use if you're still unsure or anxious. Like Tater Thought, who said, "Can I bring this on my carry-on?" I'm no TSA agent, Tater Thought, but why would you want to carry that through the TSA checkpoint? Well, luckily, Pickle asked the same question. And Tater Thought said, "It doesn't even shoot anything," crying laughing emoji. "It just lights up. There's no hole at the end." No hole at the end? Luckily, it's not my decision, and a real TSA agent did respond. Puzzle-headed Board 16. As a supervisor for TSA, absolutely not. Your best option is to check it. The interwebs are just amazing. Check out that TSA subreddit if you're unsure of what to bring, or if you're just looking for some Wednesday night entertainment. If you want to know more about TSA PreCheck and global entry, check out this video right here where I do a full breakdown of the cost to benefit ratio and which one I think is the best suited for most travelers. The only thing that Allie and I love more than travel is sharing all the tips and tricks with you. Allie writes an amazing travel newsletter delivered to your inbox twice a week with all the tips and tricks on travel and the latest news and travel trends. We do not take it lightly. If you let us into your inbox, it would be amazing if you subscribed. It's called Booked It on Points. I will put the link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you out there traveling.